You probably heard about the law of attraction before. It was made popular by a book and movie called The Secret. Basically, to sum it up, law of attraction says that anyone can attract whatever they want just by thinking about it consistently. So if you think about what you want and you really focus on it, you will manifest it in your life. On the other hand, if you think about the things you don't want, you will attract more of those things. If you think about making money a lot, money will appear in your life. If you think about having a relationship, you will end up in one. Likewise, if you think about why you don't deserve to be rich or in a relationship, you will become poor and alone. That's all pretty silly. We can't just make money appear out of nowhere by just thinking about it, but our thoughts can and do affect our lives. And this is because of a concept I like to call mental proximity. Take a look at this apple. Now I would like you to imagine yourself wearing a funny hat where that apple just hangs in front of your head. From now on, you will see the apple 24/7. How do you think this will influence you? Well, first, it's going to change how you make your decisions. If you get hungry and you want to get something to eat, what do you think of first? You obviously think of the apple because you're always reminded of it. Or you might think of something similar to it, like another piece of fruit or something that's red. The second way it's going to influence you is by changing your perception of the world around you. Everything that's red is now more visible to you. You notice round, apple-sized objects more often. Maybe you're more aware of the knives to cut the apples with. Or perhaps you spot recipes to make smoothies or apple pies. Essentially, you're going to start noticing things that relate to apples a lot more. All this happens because that apple is in your mental proximity. What I mean by that is you're constantly reminded of it and you never stop thinking about it. Basically, you see the world through a filter which connects everything to that apple. I'm sure this has occurred to you before. You bought an item and seemingly out of nowhere, everyone around you had it as well. This happened to me when I bought my first motorcycle. Suddenly, everyone was driving one. But in reality, the motorcycles had always been there. It's just that after I bought mine, I started noticing them more often. I was driving around in one all the time after all, which is basically like having a hat with a motorcycle hanging there 24/7. Now, how about we take on a more interesting topic? Money. Let's say you start thinking about money more often. Not how you would spend it, but how you could make and save more of it. By thinking about money and having it in your mental proximity, your decisions change. You might become more conscious about your spending habits and you try to stop impulsive splurging on things you don't need. Maybe you start planning on getting a raise at your current job. Perhaps you start looking for a better paying one, or maybe you even start your very own business. The perception of the world around you also changes. You probably start noticing opportunities to make more money that you didn't necessarily see previously. When you walk by a piece of real estate, you might start calculating if you could maybe make money off the property. You see it as a potential investment opportunity rather than just someone's living space. Essentially, you start noticing options that were previously already there, you just didn't think about them. Did you magically manifest those opportunities with your thoughts? Obviously not. You're just able to finally see them because money is in your mental proximity. So if you look at law of attraction from this point of view, it does work. However, it's not the universe that magically helps you. It's your brain that does. If you give your brain a problem to solve, it will begin solving it. That doesn't mean it will find a solution though. But as we've seen, mental proximity does have an effect. Now, believing in law of attraction can actually do more harm than good. If you believe that you can just think about something and then it's going to happen, it's actually less likely to happen. That's because you probably won't form a plan and take action that would get you closer to your goal. If you just sit on the couch and think about being rich, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You have to get off your ass and actually put in the work. Law of attraction doesn't work without the law of action. With that out of the way, you might be wondering how to keep something in your mental proximity. You might have noticed that it's not that easy to be constantly aware of something. That's because mental proximity fades away if you don't refresh it. And the best way to strengthen it is to read, talk, and journal about the desired topic. Reading will expose you to new ideas and you'll become more conscious about the topic you're reading about. So if you start reading a book about social skills, you'll become more aware of all the little things people do during social interactions. But when you're done reading the book, social interaction will eventually leave your mental proximity, whether it's 1 week or 1 month after. You won't be as aware of it anymore. You could start reading another book, sure, but the best way to keep something on your mind is to talk or journal about it. You see, both talking and writing are different forms of thinking. You're essentially putting your theoretical thoughts out of your head into the physical world. Talking will help you solidify your ideas and you'll be able to remember them for a longer period of time. Now, what's so great about journaling is that you can come back to whatever you wrote over and over. That's why you should always write down a few key points in your own words about whatever you learn. You can then come back, reread those thoughts, and refresh mental proximity. So give things you want to change or improve on mental proximity. Have them on your mind and the way you see the world will change. Read, talk, and journal about the desired topic at least once per week to refresh the proximity. Also get off your chair and actually take action. The mental proximity will help you, but if you're not actively seeking out things and taking action towards your goals, then nothing will happen. Don't be one of those people who think that if they just think positive thoughts, the universe will help them. The universe won't help you. You have to help yourself. Thanks for watching.